year.
So we're talking about the best of the rest. The whole McLaren thing. Did we overrate them? I feel like we've been. It's such a weird season this year.
We're still trying to figure out where
everybody lays out. Yeah.
Well, every year I always overrate McLaren just because of the fact that I want these teams that have the history of being in the front to come back to the front. So every year you're going to ask me, what do you see McLaren? Right at the top again. Even
next year you make it your wish.
Yeah. Even next year they're probably not going to be, 100%, there, but they'll be better next year as well.
I think McLaren are where they're at, where they're supposed to be at. They're a good team, obviously.
Fourth best team behind Mercedes, Red Bull, Racing Point.
Fourth best team? They're.
Would you say that they're four behind?
No.
Do you put them behind Ferrari too?
I don't know, man. I think their car's Renault? Better than Ferrari. Yeah.
Do you put them behind Renault?
Definitely not.
No,
so they're
fourth. Yeah, they're above. But yeah, you're right. But as the thing is that I keep thinking that Ferrari's up there and they're not. I always think the top three, and it's just a shock to the system not to see Ferrari in the top three.
But a Big Bang.
Yeah, but and then you have Racing Point. It's just that I think they're at where they're supposed to be at. To be honest with you, that Racing Point made such a jump in speed, and that team is not putting that car where it should be. And obviously, maybe it's just bad luck with Checo and everything. But
I think the jump of Racing Point is probably overshadowing McLaren a little bit. Because if Racing Point did not make that big jump, what would McLaren be?
They'd be
third,
6th, and 7th, just like where Hulk and Stroll finished. 6th and 7th, they would be finishing in that area. So the only other question I have for McLaren, not even a question, it's a statement. I'm going to put it out there. Lando Norris is their team number one driver. Fight me.
No.
Just because you said it like that, he is.
I think he's taken on that role. I don't think he's the number one driver. But he is taking on that role because obviously Carlos Sainz is leaving. I'm not going to go so far in saying that Lando's a better driver than Carlos Sainz. But team leader, yeah, you can see him transitioning to that, but it's almost by default because Carlos Sainz is leaving.
No, I say that he is on his way to be at that top position with everything, the package that he's doing regarding.
So you like Lando's package?
Okay. Damn! Wow. No, I'm. What I meant to say by having the whole aspect of it is he's being very interactive with the team. He's always on top of social media with his team.
The meme lord. Yeah,
exactly. So he has a lot of. He's bringing this youth into the historic team that is probably changing every aspect of how the team behaves and acts.
Yeah, and then you have somebody who's very similar to that coming into the team next year.
Ricardo. You'll see these guys next to each other.
It's going to be hilarious.
But
it's going to be awesome.
Just the interview after the race.
Yeah.
Are you going to say that Lando is still the team leader when Ricardo's there?
Ricardo is a senior guy now. Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, Sainz is not... You mentioned it before when we talked about what guys would be able to say, nah, I'm catching these guys. I'm not driving like a grandma. You're right. I think Ricardo would be that type because he's the honey badger. Yes. He's just not going to care. So here's my thing, right? Lando Norris, 38 championship points in the driver standings. Carlos Sainz, 15. Come on. It's the same car. And this guy, Carlos Sainz, is the number one driver. What the heck?
Yeah. It's hard to argue against that.
He'll be number 2 at Ferrari again.
What's the gap between them?
The gap between them is 23 points. So if you take away the 15 points from the third place finish,
yeah, he's
still 12 points, 13 points ahead.
Yeah, no,
I'm sorry, however many points.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, he's still ahead. Yeah, he's showing the promise that McLaren saw in him when they put him in that car when he was 19 years old.
Yeah.
I like Lando.
Imagine being a Formula 1 driver at 19.
At 19, you can't even get a drink in the U.S.
Yeah. Dude.
But
incredible.
You're driving a Formula 1 car.
Hey guys, this is Wellington, 1/3 of the Jump to Start Racing podcast crew. I want to remind you to destroy that like button for the YouTube algorithm and to hit subscribe so you can stay up to date with our latest content. I also want to let you know that we're active on both Twitter and Instagram. For both platforms, the handle is @JumpTheStartF1. And of course, you can find us on your favorite podcast platform, Jump the Start Racing Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.